I'm good. Okay, so I am going to call the meeting to order.
That's fine.
Do I have to go through and name who's here? All right, we have 4 members of the council joining us tonight, so we do have quorum. I know we have 1 person signed up, Tony. Is there anybody else in the room looking to speak? No? Anybody online? All right, great. Tony, do you want to come on up?
I don't suppose that means I get the whole time.
That's not how that.
I think we typically do up to
Typically do
5.
5 and 5, yeah.
5 and 5, yep.
Sure, I'll sign in. No place I'd rather be on a beautiful May night than talking with all of you indoors about home ownership, right?
We're a little worried about you now, Tony.
Kind of butter's milk before we get started.
That's how the game works. Yeah, so I wanted to follow up, first of all, good night, stating my name for the record, Tony Comer, Anthony Comer. I joined you all in February to talk about home ownership and talk about some of my concerns as a young person, as someone who's trying to get rooted in the community, about finding affordable housing that I can afford. And I was kind of wrestling with this idea. I kind of asked like what the city was doing to help young people, particularly in the millennial and Gen Z generation demographic. I think I kind of phrased it, find affordable housing, because I just keep hearing people in my peer group talk about worrying about finding housing with interest rates being high and the economy in kind of a mood, for the lack of a better term, which isn't news to any of you. I kind of wanted to follow up because since then, the mayor talked about, Mayor Bussey talked about kind of meeting some of the goals for the Met Council for creating affordable housing, creating housing goals. And on a personal note, I kind of found some resources, just kind of digging through the City of Bloomington websites. I found out about the HRA down payment assistance program, which I probably could not explain completely to all of you, but I found that that's an interesting resource. I also found, kind of in conjunction, I can't remember if it was city, so I found it through the city website. And I don't know if it was a state program or actually just a HUD program, Housing and Urban Development, that offers training on home ownership. It was an 8-hour course, and it was actually kind of perfect because I signed up for those courses the 2 days at the end of February where we had a blizzard. So I'm like, I'm going to be stuck at home anyways. I may as well learn about mortgages. Yay. So I found out about these resources, and I guess my concern within that, though, those resources seemed a little bit buried to me. And I was wondering how many people, first of all, know about those resources? What kind of impact has like the down payment assistance program had? Because I think of people, currently I'm single, currently I am a renter, but people who have kind of a dual income, they could really benefit from some of those programs. And I was thinking if it was so hard for me to find something like that, and I'm pretty invested in the community, being on the Sustainability Commission now, being a teacher in this community. I was just wondering why it was so hard for me to find that, and wondering if it's hard for me to find that, is it hard for other people to kind of find those resources? Because I'm a school teacher. I always kind of say they don't teach you some stuff about home finance. I'm still kind of figuring out what I'm doing, learning about a down payment, learning about interest rates, learning about monthly mortgages, the differences. And this is stuff I think that they should teach. They don't teach, and I'm not faulting anybody at this table for that. That's a bigger conversation. But I was just curious, like, what are some of the impacts of some of these resources that were very beneficial to me? That 8-hour course was very beneficial to me. And another thing just with home ownership, I wanted to say, being on the Sustainability Commission now, kind of a secondary question. I do have 2 questions tonight. We talk a lot about building houses, emphasizing housing in Bloomington. I know Bloomington is a suburb that's pretty much built up, but how are we focusing on sustainable development, making development more sustainable in the city? And so I just really appreciate your focus on creating jobs, creating businesses. Obviously, that's what's going to attract homeowners. That's what's going to attract people that stay here if they have a good job, if they have good schools. I think Bloomington is doing an awesome job in those areas. But yeah, those are my questions. And as always, I just want to say thank you so much for all the hard work you do. This is me continuing the conversation, not critiquing any specific policy or anything you all do. So yeah, just want to have that conversation. Yeah.
Yes, thank you. Well, Ms. Coleman is here tonight, the administrator of our HRA, so I'm sure she would be more than happy to talk a little bit more about the programs and the impact. I will say I'm also on the HRA, that those are relatively new programs and initiatives for the city. Within the last couple of years, the council has made it a very clear priority to focus on affordable home ownership opportunities and pathways for individuals. And so I don't know if you want to say anything else?
Do you mind if I ask a quick clarifying question before you do? When you said it was buried and hard to find, can you describe like how many clicks it took you or like how long? Just so we understand contextually.
That's a good, yeah, I appreciate that because I should clarify that. It's not, I don't remember how many clicks it took. The fact that I couldn't remember as I was thinking today, all the different places that the program connected, like the end result was me finding a video course and thinking, oh, that's super neat, through my research. But I don't remember if it was a state program or a HUD program. And I was kind of trying to dig back through the website and find it again. I only had a little bit of time.
That tells me what I need.
Yeah.
Thank you, Tony.
You're welcome.
Any other questions or comments from council members?
Tons of questions, but I think, I'm not sure if you want to, what do you want to do?
Do you want to address the questions? Ms.
So,
Coleman?
thank you. I'm Erica Coleman. I'm the.
You want to come up and sit at the table, Eric, just so the microphone is more likely to get you. Thank you.
Your name's Erica?
Yes, I'm Erica Coleman. I'm the administrator for the HRA. So first off, yes, it's quite a few clicks because the resources, the short link is blm.mn/HRA resources. However, if you're just going and Googling, you're going to go through the city's webpage. You're going to need to find HRA. You're going to need to go over it. So there are quite a few clicks. Second of all, the course is a HUD approved course, but it's home stretch, which is usually in person, or it's framework, which is virtually. Home stretch, we actually have partnered with Project for Pride and Living. So we do have home stretch courses actually offered here. Our next one will be in June 10th, actually, that we'll have it here. And because we are holding those, we do offer them free. And so people just need to register. So that's a HUD-approved course that goes towards helping to get down payment assistance. The down payment assistance program or partnership that we currently have, we have had 5 households use it. It just launched in 2022. We've had 5 households use it. There is an area median income cap, so they have to be at 80% area median income or below. There's a requirement to take home stretch or framework or realizing the American dream. That's through the Urban League. They're all the same type of program, but there's a requirement to also take one-to-one financial counseling because we do want people to not only just access homeownership, but be able to maintain it over time. And then in terms of our partnership focused on sustainable development, in terms of when we do work with partners or developer partners to develop single family homes, we are looking at that because that is the goals and priorities of the city.
Yeah.
So we're already addressing that when we do that. And then we do have some standards when we do our multifamily housing. And that's evolving over time as things are being passed by the city council.
Good. Thank you.
Did you have any other questions I can
No.
answer?
Thank you so much. You've been very helpful.
Thank you. Erica, before you step away, you mentioned the 80% area median income,
Yes.
which I believe is about $102,000. Is that right? So
So,
and that's for a family or household of 4, right?
so a household of 4, 80% AMI is 89,400.
So for a single person,
So for a single person, I would have to pull up the chart, but it's somewhere around 60,000 or below.
yeah.
I was looking it up.
Thank you.
It was for a 1-person household at 80% AMI, it's 62,600.
Sure. Thank you.
Councilmember Dawson.
That's okay. It's a listening session. It's fine. Absolutely. I I was hoping that, Ms. Coleman, you could also talk about, from a sustainability perspective, some of the work we're doing on renovating homes so that people can stay in the homes that they have, because I think that's a big part of our sustainability initiative.
Thank you, council member. So yes, we have two different things happening right now. One, we have our home improvement loan program that we do work with people to offer 2% simple interest loans that are deferred for 30 years to do some sustainability, energy efficiency, but also other life, health, safety, or renovations to their home. And then the second thing is that the HRA does have a property that we are rehabilitating that we will be using as a model to show what it took and how we were able to rehabilitate it using sustainable products and materials, energy efficiency, and what the cost is.
Wonderful. I'm taking notes on my
Yes.
phone, by the way. So you all know.
Councilmember Lohman?
Mayor. So, we've worked on a number of things over the years as well. One thing I could think of, just kind of off the top of my head too as well, so some of our apartment buildings, we looked to develop some of those apartment buildings. We looked to try to put in, as a part of our standards, the EV charging stations as well. The staff is really, I mean, I'm just trying to think of my head, there's like a million different little tiny little things that we've done to add up to these huge items. I know that even at one point in time, I had conversations with our past ED person, economic development person, talking about the idea of how do we kind of use the same model that we have with some of our affordable housing to try to do that with our with sustainability, with some of our home ownership and that type of thing. I'm sure that has kind of carried down through. So there's lots of opportunities having that, that you're part of the Sustainability Commission. So what I would say is when we get ready to do our work plan, I've got a passion for that as well. That we, when we get ready to do our little stars on the types of things, and then, you've got in the mayor here also, someone's on the HRA, just, talking with your folks that are, that we kind of believe in that type of thing and moving that forward, we can kind of push that forward together.
Absolutely.
As a collective group. So
Sounds great.
take that opportunity when that comes up.
Yeah.
Kind of voice your, because I need more champions of that.
Good idea. Yeah, absolutely.
Great. Any other?
I do, and this doesn't respond directly to Tony's interest looking at homeownership. But just for the council's edification, we have this opportunity housing ordinance. Projects with 20 or more units have a 9% requirement. The question I asked Erica recently was, how does somebody get on the list to be eligible and considered for one of those units when a project is ready to lease up? Right? Because that's a little bit of a black box. Do you want to talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely. So there isn't necessarily a list that we hold. However, there is a organization called Housing Link. Housinglink.org is actually their website. And they are an organization that the HRA has supported the city partners with on different things. But you can search regionally across the Twin Cities. You can put in the city you're looking for, the amount of rent you can pay, the number of bedrooms, whether you're looking for subsidized or not, and it'll pull back and show you the different properties that are available. What you will be seeing very soon here is this is the time frame that people start to move. A lot of people start to move, especially with school getting out. We are doing more advertisement and social media to let people know about Housing Link and how to get connected with them. It's a free service that they can use, but then they also do have some type of videos of fair housing, different things like that. So we will be providing more of that information and pushing that out. We've already reached out to Bloomington Public Schools to say, hey, how do we get this information out to the district?
Great.
So it's in the works.
Good. Exciting.
Great.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thanks for coming tonight. Seeing nobody else in the room or online, I would seek a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Second.
Okay, good enough.
Okay,
Yep.
all in favor? Aye. I'm like, what else did I do?
Good.
That motion needed.
It's been a while. I'll get back into the rhythm.